They want him to sit in front of a guy and slug it out with him for they can say, "Oh, that was a great fight. That was a wonderful fight." Shakur Stevenson got his head banged out, but he won the fight. That's what they want. But that's not the name of the game. The name of the game is called boxing for a reason. Hit and not get hit. You know, I think people need to look up the definition of boxing. You know, you got a lot of people that claim they know boxing and they follow boxing and they got their YouTube channels and they got their podcasts, but they really don't know boxing. Yeah, they watch boxing, but they don't even know what they're watching half of the time. You know, they look at boxing and they say, well, he wasn't fighting. Or I want to see a good fight. Or I want to see these two guys fight. It's always fighting. But that ain't the name of the game. It's called boxing. Why don't they say, oh, I want to see Tank box Shakur? Because at the end of the day, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a boxing match, not a fighting match. If you want to watch fighting, then there's other things like UFC, they fight. They use their feet. They use, you know, the elbows. They kick you, you know.
Listen, bro, I'm going to be honest with you. I see why they call you Shakur Twitterson. Like, my nigga, 4 hours of tweeting about me and Mace is wow. You boring, nigga. You boring. Everybody's seen it. We ain't the only ones who seen it. You boring, nigga. I thought I was rather polite about it. I thought it was cool. Niggas asked Teofimo, you seen the fight? He said, hell no. Why the fuck would I watch that? It went 12, right? Yeah, I knew it went 12. Tim Bradley, he's announcing the fight. He says, I got my coffee ready. Round 3, he's like, about time to start drinking the coffee before I fall asleep. He ain't say the fall asleep part, but that's what he was referring to. Your grandfather's in your corner telling you to let your hands go. You won't let your motherfucking hands go because you scared to get hit. You want to swim without getting wet mouth. Then you talk about we should glove up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. But nigga slap fire out you, nigga. Shut the fuck up. You getting boxing in the streets confused, nigga. For real, nigga. Like, stop getting boxing in the street. Those are two different things, nigga. That is two different things, nigga. Because when a switchblade or something out and everything, you talk about niggas better strap up. Why would you give niggas that heads up? You dumb motherfucker. Fuck out of here, nigga. You out your motherfucking mind. If you want to impress me, step up and wait. Fight Teofimo in Newark so he can knock your head to Irvington, nigga. Fuck is you talking about, nigga? You ain't impressing nobody with all this Twitter talk.
What's going on with all my billionaires out there? This the guy, Hoods Billionaire. Welcome to Hoods Billionaire TV. Big favor, big abundance. It's cool to be smart. So in today's episode, we're gonna be talking about Shakur Stevenson going back and forth with Camron and Mace over his latest fight with Artem Harutyunyan. So let's talk about that. Man. So, you know, Camron and Mace, shout out to Camron and Mace, man, killing it with that It Is What It Is podcast, where it's a sports podcast. They cover a lot of different sports topics, and they were watching the Shakur Stevenson fight with Artem, and they were acting like they fell asleep on the fight, you know what I mean, and just saying it was a boring fight, right? So, of course, Shakur didn't like that narrative, you know, that's clearly being pushed by a lot of people, that his fights are boring, and he ended up doing some back and forth with Camron and Mace. So let's start this with this right here, right? I'm just a fan of the sport of boxing, so really no professional boxing match to me, you know what I mean, especially if it's some skilled fighters, is going to be boring. Right, when they were trying to push that narrative with Floyd, like he run, the fights are boring. I always enjoy Floyd's fights, man, because I enjoy the science of boxing. Like, is there the skill aspect, the timing aspect, the footwork aspect, you know what I mean, finding angles, good defense, good head movement. Like, I just enjoy watching the sport of boxing. So that's not the casual fan, probably not gonna look at boxing the way that the real boxing fan that enjoys the sport is gonna look at it. It's just like basketball. Like, the guy that really loves basketball, like, he not just looking to see dunks and people get crossed over. He like seeing good pick and rolls. He like seeing backdoor cuts. he likes seeing a good assist being set up with no look, or he likes seeing good plays get drawn up. I'm one of those guys too, where like somebody run a good play off a timeout, I'm gonna be like, damn, that was a good play. You know what I mean? You got to give that coach some credit. You know what I mean? And the players credit for executing it. So it's just levels to how you view different things, right? So the narrative that Shakur Stevenson's fights are boring, it just depends on who you ask, right? If you looking for a slugfest, if you're looking for two guys just hitting each other, hard as they can, and you're not looking for no skill or no technique or no type of boxing capability, then you probably might like MMA a little bit better. You know what I mean? You probably might like UFC a little bit better. And I can't even say that about them. That's disrespecting the UFC, because those guys are skilled. Like, they're skilled to Muay Thai. They're skilled to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. There's skill and timing to all of these things. But I don't know. Maybe you might want to start watching more heavyweight boxing and just watch the guys that might not be that skilled. They just slugging it out. You know what I mean? You might like that style of boxing more, right? So to me, in my opinion, right, as somebody who boxes in amateur box for years, right? And always has loved the sport of boxing and the sweet science of boxing, Shakur Stevenson's fights aren't boring to me. I enjoy. Now, when he just get the running too much, you know what I mean? Can you say that he moves around a lot? Yes, I think that's what he got called out on the fight before the Artem Haratanian fight, right? Like, yes, in boxing you do know when somebody is there's a difference between using the whole ring and just like clearly avoiding someone the whole fight because you can tell you don't want to get hit, right? So but at that, the fight with Artem, from what I saw, like, it looked like a good fight, and Shakur was right in front of him, and he fought a really good fight, man. He had his shell up, you know what I'm saying? Still had good defense, still really wasn't getting touched like that, you know what I'm saying? And was delivering some good blows. He never really had the knockout power. That never was there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he never really was a knockout artist. He just is a skilled boxer. Just like Floyd, a skilled boxer, right? So, Cam and Mace, they were going back and forth. Shakur was talking about how, them guys not no legends, and how if Cam want to, they can lace up the gloves and get in the ring, which, like I said, I'm an advocate on both sides. I don't really have a dog in the fight, you know what I mean? Shakur calling out Camron to box. I mean, come on, man. Cam can't box with you. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's no need to even say that. That makes you look a certain way. Like, are you trying to pick on Cam? Like, Cam not finna box with you. You know what I'm saying? And like Cam was saying, it's a difference between the streets and boxing. You know what I mean? So he, like you said, you pull out a switchblade, which that's probably wouldn't what happened. Boys is pulling out them blammers, okay? Because professional boxers have to get their hands registered as weapons, bro. Like, it's no way Shakur what fight at 135? He walk around probably like 150, right? 145, maybe 150. Even at that 145, 150, Cam wouldn't want no parts of Shakur Stevenson in no boxing, in fighting. You know what I mean? He just wouldn't want to do that. So Cam telling the truth, like, bro, it's completely different. Like, in the streets, if you tried me, it wouldn't be a good thing. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that. It's like when Fat Joe said that to Roy Jones. Say Roy walked up on him and like, bro, what's up with all that? What you was talking with the lean back, where he was talking about, even for Roy Jones was forced to lean back. You know what I'm saying? And Fat Joe was like, look, I'm gonna keep it real with you. You probably gonna knock me out. You probably will. But there's 20 guys in here that's gonna have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? And it's probably not gonna be a good thing for you. Can't whoop all 20 of these guys. You know what I'm saying? Which, I'm gonna keep it real. Roy Jones in his prime, bro, about 5 of them probably would have been hurt really bad. You know what I'm saying? And if he could have made an example out of the first 5, maybe the other 15 wouldn't have wanted none. You know what I'm saying? And it depends on who was with Roy Jones. You know what I'm saying? But that's another topic for another day. But you know, to down it, and then he tried to say, you know, Gilly and Wallow really the guys, you know what I'm saying? Probably when it comes to boxing, I feel like they probably cover it more. Gilly and Wallow probably do cover boxing more. You know, because they from Philly, and in Philly, boxing is more of a bigger thing, right? But you know, like Cam said, you're not gonna turn me against Gilly and Wallow. Them more guys, you know what I'm saying? And he just was pretty much saying like, bro, come on, bro, the fight was boring. Like, you really don't want no smoke, I'll slap you, and all of that. So, you know, I understand the back and forth. Cam and Mace are legends, bro. You know what I'm saying? Especially Cam. You know what I mean? He a legend, but Mace a legend too. Like, you can't take that legend status away from them because y'all going back and forth. And you can't say that Shakur not a good boxer. He's a great boxer. He's not a good one. He's a great boxer. You know what I mean? His style might not be for everybody, right? He might be for the more advanced boxing fan, but he is a great boxer, right? So both are true. They just going back and forth, you know, based on the commentary, right? What I will say is that, like Cam know he had to have the strap on him if he ever ran into Shakur and it really went that way. Because the thing about it, you're not supposed to be scared of no man. But one thing you do have to understand is that boxing is high level fighting, bro. I've seen this play out in real life. There's a guy right now who has a great record in boxing. You know what I'm saying? As a professional boxer, great boxer, right? I seen this guy on video before he really probably started boxing, probably like maybe his first pro fight, or he might have just got out of amateurs, and he fought a guy on camera. It was on camera. You know, a friend of mine showed it to me. And the guy was just throwing crazy punches. Like, he threw hella punches. The fight only lasted probably about 45 seconds max. Dude was just swinging wild and could not touch the guy that was the pro boxer. Could not touch him. He did not land one punch. This is honest to God. I saw this with my own two eyes. Right? Did not land one punch. Buddy head moving. He was just that slick. He could not touch him. Once dude went on the offensive, it probably took him like 4 punches and he dropped Buddy. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if it was 4. Might have been, maybe it's anywhere between like 2 to 4. You know what I'm saying? Once he went in the offensive, he dropped Buddy and it was over. You know what I mean? So this notion that like, oh, you know, oh, in the street, you know what I'm saying? Unless you picking up a gun, which I don't advocate guns, I don't advocate violence. I'd understand it if a pro boxer ran your way, right? Like if Deontay Wilder tried to press me, of course I'm gonna grab a gun. And yes, I can box, but you know, you just bigger, stronger, and you know, have more elite strength. But not even Deontay Wilder, fuck that. Boots, you know what I'm saying? But Terence, Bud Crawford, Earl Spence. You know what I'm saying? I'm around the same weight as these guys, bro. Come on, bro. Y'all press me in real life. I have no choice but to defend myself that way. Because hand-to-hand combat just doesn't work. It won't work. You know what I'm saying? It will not work against those guys. They too highly skilled and highly trained, right? To take a punch and give a punch and avoid a punch. So if you don't have any technique and you just swinging wild, bro, you're going to get hurt. That's just facts, bro. It's gonna take somebody. It's gonna take like one of these people that be in the comments or something like that to really press like a real fighter and really try him in real life and probably end up getting a tooth knocked out or getting his eye socket broke or nose broke to kind of dispel that. They will feel like, you know, in the streets, nigga, you don't want to see me in the streets unless you're talking about with weapons. You're not talking about hand-to-hand combat unless you're talking about with weapons. That's the only way that will work. Okay. So shout out to Cam, shout out to Mace, shout out to Shakur Stevenson. Hopefully them brothers just patch it out and piece it up, man. It's no big deal, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. This the guy who's being there. Big favor, big abundance. It's cool to be smart. Yeah, y'all don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. It's the guy who's being there. Big favor, big abundance. I'm gone.